What is going on, guys? We are back in another DSP video, and today we are looking at the incredibly dumb pre-stream DSP had today, plus the disaster stream of Dragon's Dogma 2. We all knew it was going to be a disaster, but I didn't realize it was going to be this bad. Because if you think about it, Like a Dragon, Star Wars, Dragon's Dogma, and Final Fantasy all bombed starting with day one. If you're thinking, oh, at least he's got Baldur's Gate 3, that premiered, I believe, in 2023, December or November. So every single game he's started in 2024 has bombed. That is not a good sign, Phil, for the future. And for the highly hyped premiere stream, he has no thumbnail for it. As Gout points out, DSP still doesn't have thumbnails for his streams today. Then DSP starts off in his chat playing the victim. So we have Dab Hands here. Why would you want to rush this game, missing a ton of content just to get it done in 25 hours? That's so dumb, lol. And DSP responds with, because tons of other streamers do just that for maximum money over release weekend, lol. People are so conditioned to watch awful gameplay, now it's sad. I know he's talking about other people, but it is sad that people still watch your gameplay, Phil. And keep in mind too, he's only playing Dragon's Dogma the first day. Then, tomorrow he goes back to Baldur's Gate 3 and Like a Dragon until he finishes those games and then comes back to Dragon's Dogma. Brilliant strategy there, Phil. And then DSP also says, essentially what I did over a decade and got criticized for it. Just like how I was told my videos were too short, so I made them longer. But now everyone puts out shorter vids, lol. Everything comes full circle eventually. It's a pendulum that swings back and forth. And we have Billy here. Barely 10 seconds in and he's already making these faces. It looks like Phil seeing the ghost of future tomorrow. And then DSP was trying to hype this game up. Of course, it's competed with Rise of the Ronin. And DSP said no one's talking about anything other than Dragon's Dogma 2. Phil, no matter how hard you push this narrative, it's not going to save the business, Phil. And then we get into Phil's day off. We have Dick Stroke and Phil Vlogs here. Buys a failing meal from Popeyes. Complains there's too much chicken. Murder me. That is right. Kat and Phil DoorDash an entire family meal for themselves. And then complain that they were given too much food. So you complain when there's very little food. You complain when there's too much food. But you're still going to eat it anyways. You and that fat bitch. And we have David Davidson who adds on to that. DSP and Kat got Popeyes yesterday and surprised the chicken wings were breaded. Phil, it's Popeyes. How the fuck else are they gonna prepare it? And then Dick Stroke and Phil Vlogs quotes Phil and says, classic chicken wings are not fried. And then we have a gif of a man saying fucking moron. Steve of the Bed. He thinks a chicken wing is supposed to be the actual wing. And we have Throw at the bottom. What the fuck? Where's the feathers, dude? Ack. What a bunch of asshole devs. Yes, we're gonna give you a wing with no actual wing though. Ta ha ha duh. We got Steve of the Bed. Yo, that cartilage is robust. Roxas, he can't be this dumb. Oh, he is this dumb. And we have Raw Bennett. Any small piece of chicken is called wings now. The drumstick isn't part of the wing. Poem's future. DSP seems to think that a chicken wing is supposed to be just the wing tip. And if you serve anything else, that's wrong and not part of a chicken wing. Holy fuck, Phil. I know your life experience stopped at 30, but you shouldn't be this dumb as a guy born in the 80s. And then he went on to complain that chicken wings have bones. Now keep in mind, in the past, DSP has said he hates chicken wings. For two reasons. One, they're messy. And two, they're too much work. That is right, DSP thinks eating chicken wings is too much work because you have to break the bone and get the meat off the bone. He is lazy in every aspect of his life. And then Phil talked about how they spent the day together. Kat started playing a new game yesterday. She's already 10 hours in. It's in early access and quite buggy, so obviously DSP has to complain about that. The good news is you don't have to eat in it. And then they also talk about how he took down some blinds and is thinking about getting curtains. Cat played a game. We got Soul Man at the bottom. Such a meaningful, robust, tangy, riveting day off. We got poems, spending time with family, the thing that's so important to him, the thing that he says he does everything for, the thing that he begged people to keep allowing him to do. It's just eating ordered in food and watching his wife play games. That's it. That's all it is. And then one of the dumbest moments, even for Phil, in his pre-stream. The RE engine is called the RE engine because it was made for the Resident Evil games. You know that, right? This is supposed to be his industry, that he knows everything about, and he still can't get things correctly when trying to give facts to people. Then Theo puts this out, Capcom. RE engine stands for Reach for the Moon Engine DSP. You know they call it RE engine because it's Resident Evil, right? They made it for Resident Evil. Yes, let's listen to DSP talk about the engine he doesn't even know what it stands for. And then he went on an insane rant about how games are not supposed to be played on PC. They are supposed to be for console. And remember, this is the same man that said PC gaming is dying. So we got this from Gout. Listen to DSP try to explain that games are meant to be played on PC, then listen to how the game runs on console.
Say this to everyone out there. Once again, this is a case of people need to stop believing that games are always designed for PC. They're not. Capcom is not a PC-centric game developer. They never have been. Most of the time, they're developing for console first, and then they're porting to PC. They're not specifically designing games for PC. So usually when a Capcom game comes out, the PC version is inferior. This has been par for the course for a long time for Capcom. Yet here we are, like the 12th time this has happened in a row, and people are like, oh, I can't believe the game doesn't run that well on PC, and it has de novo piracy, anti-protection bullshit and everything. And it's like, this always happens. Like, literally always on PC, the Capcom game underperforms. Will they eventually fix it? Probably. They probably will end up patching it and improving it. But I don't get why people still are thinking that the PC version will be the best. Now, from what I'm to understand, graphically, if the game runs on your PC, it runs really well, and that's the best version. When it comes to the console versions, the game runs around 30 frames per second. Now, get this. Now, this is such a rarity. On the PlayStation 5, it tries to run at a steady 30 frames, but actually chugs and goes down to the 20s during combat. On the Xbox Series X, it runs better. It actually runs 40 frames per second during combat, which is like significantly more frames than on the PS5. And why?
Then we have this from I Did Nothing Wrong. Also, note how smug and happy DSP is talking about how poorly a game runs on PC. Positive streamer, loves games, unfortunately hates people. So get fucked, PC gamers, LOL. Should have had people donate consoles and games to you if you were street smart. And with this from Gout. This sure sounds familiar.
Maybe the people who write for Kotaku are these idiotic morons who went to these fucking stupid universities, you know, where they just get by, you know, bare minimum, probably got C's and D's in their fucking classes, but still passed, and their rich mommies and daddies paid their way through the college, and now they think just because they have a degree, they're entitled to a job, so they think they're just gonna jump into some fucking cushy job where they could just fuck around and do whatever they want, and not actually do any work, and somehow magically for the rest of their life, money's just gonna keep falling into their laps. That's not how life works. I hate to say it, that seems like modern America seems to think that. That's not how life works, okay? A lot of times in life, you gotta bust your ass. You actually have to work hard. You actually have to do things you don't like to earn a living. I know, because I did it for most of my life until I became a YouTuber, and now I got lucky enough to do what I love for a job. But the rest of everyone else has to bust their fucking asses. I guess these people just grew up, you know, pampered, probably spoiled. And, oh, I'm the lead editor, I'm angry now because we have to make game content again. Well, then fuck yourself. Good job. Good luck getting another job. Because no one in any journal in integrity is something in journalism. And if you don't want to have any integrity and you're putting out junk after junk after junk, who's going to hire you again? Right? I certainly hope that, you know, maybe you're going to go work at a florist or, you know, go work at a restaurant, serving tables or something. Because no one's going to want you in the journalistic world again after this job the way that you've behaved. And these people, can you imagine making that tweet on Twitter? I'm so upset that they want us to make these guides. I'm literally going to use AI, and just admitting publicly you're going to plagiarize your work from now on. That's shitty. I've been there. I was at a job where I was hired to do one thing, and within a year, they decided they didn't want that to exist anymore, so they tried to get me to do something else instead, and I didn't want to do it, and I fought against it, and then eventually they got rid of me, you know? That's fucked up. But at the same time, when you're making some of the most toxic content on the internet and you think you just get away with it, and again, you're not really working, you're just fucking around, I mean, how long did you think that was going to last? I don't get it. I just, they literally said, but they're a top gaming news site. No, they're not. They weren't even making gaming news. They weren't making gaming news content. They were always politicizing their shit for clickbait. It was stupid as shit. Okay. No. That's shitty.
Now, did you get the retcon there? How he said, they tried to get me to do a different job. I said no, and then they got rid of me. Interesting how that comes out now, isn't it, Philip? And we have this from Renton Liar. Oh god, he brought up the helicopter company again, laughed my fucking ass off. You would be shocked to find out he commonly references this job that was almost 20 years ago. That's how boring / dry his life is. It's his only frame of reference to ever having a normal life. And then the makers of Baldur's Gate 3 came out and said, they're not going to be making a Baldur's Gate 4, they're not going to be making any expansion packs or DLC, and they're going to move on to other things. DSP then said that he basically wasted his time playing it because there's not going to be a Baldur's Gate 4, and anyone that played the game wasted their time too. Phil, you can play one game, have an isolated experience with it, and enjoy it. You don't have to play every single game in the series. And by the way, Phil, you're saying that you wasted your time because they're not making a Baldur's Gate 4, but you never played Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. Make it make sense, Phil. Then DSP went on a rant about Starfield and being rushed. We have Gout here. DSP is complaining about the end of Starfield was rushed in a news article. He then compared it to his helicopter job by saying he was better and his company was better than Bethesda. Then we have Womo's ass. A pendulum swings back and forth. It doesn't swing in a full circle. You dunce-bag, lol. This is a reference to Phil saying that life is like a pendulum that goes back and forth and eventually comes full circle. And we have Theo. DSP legit explained to his audience what a pendulum is. DSP, if your audience is a bunch of young adults, or just adults, why do you need to explain to them what a pendulum is? And then we get to the actual Baldur's Gate 3 stream, and on their day off, Kat decided to create a character for DSP, his side character, and she came up with this. This is Kat's character, if anyone's curious, so let's take a look at this character that Kat spent hours creating. So that is quite the interesting monstrosity there. Just remember, she spent hours making this. And we got this from David Davidson. Kat understood the assignment and made a furry. Typically when people make a character in a game, they usually go with the most outrageous, funniest thing and just fuck around. Has to make himself in every single game because he's a narcissist. Now you're probably wondering, how was the actual gameplay? How did Phil do in Dragon's Dogma 2? You know what? Let's take a look at this.
We can feel the force rush headlong into battle. Let us watch our foe carefully to determine our best strategy.
Our stamina.
Quickly, Arisen. You must regain your
I can't move. I'm stuck under his fucking balls. I'm stuck in his balls! Oh, he sat on me! Yo, he sat on me balls first. I can't move. I literally can't move. Oh my god. He sat on me balls first and murdered me.
We have this from Poem's Future. Remember, he's not about hype.
Will I stream Rise of the Ronin someday? Asked Don Fanucci. I don't know. I really haven't been following any news about Rise of the Ronin today. I've been looking on social media. Not many people are talking about it. It's pretty much like not really being discussed. This game is trending right now pretty much everywhere. And Rise of the Ronin, it's act like doesn't exist. Basically what's going on right now, this is trending. The Kotaku news is trending. And the whole Russia terrorist attack thing is trending. That's what everyone's talking about. Like that, those are the three things of discussion right now. So
Then we have Duty. Phil, unlike Maximilian, is a concerned streamer, making sure dents are contributed. What a guy.
okay. All right. By the way, guys, I just wanted to say if anyone contributes and I'm not shouting it out, let me know. So that way I can check, because right now I don't see anything. I just want to be sure on it, you know. I'll give people credit for their support. I appreciate
We have
that.
found the material.
I'm sure we'll find a purpose for it in due time.
I'm a fine.
Then of course, what would a DSP stream be without unrecorded bags? And we have one here, and we have this from In an Otter Place. DSP, the streamer who doesn't beg, does an unrecorded tip audit and beg.
I'll see you in the next part. Okay, I'm going to briefly take a break to pee, and I'll be right back. Guys, if you're enjoying the stream, I hope that you will consider supporting it in some way. We haven't had any support on the stream in 2 hours. So it would be great if you like the stream, if you could support it in some way. I was hoping to hit the tier 2 tips goal by the end of the stream, but it is what it is. Please think of supporting if you're enjoying yourself. I'll be right back.
Then we have JG Win. Now guys, support has frozen as there hasn't been any support in 2 hours. You know it's bad when he knows the exact duration the last tip came in. Feels bad, but it appears Dragon's Dogma 2 isn't saving the business. Crying emoji. One of the funniest things ever is Phil tried to reload and noticed his health wasn't replenished. And we got this from David Davidson. Phil getting dunked on and is now getting a penalty applied. LOL, this game is dead after today. We got Duty again. When you realize Dragon's Dogma 2 won't save the business, the panic sets in.
Arisen in search of preferable treatment, you'll be sorry.
What?
Your head is like to roll ere long.
You guys are very quiet today. I don't know why. Some days people talk more than others, but you guys are like super quiet for a premiere, so I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. There's a question mark or exclamation point here, but there's nothing there. I don't know. I don't know.
We have this from Renton Liar. Not even stupid ass Jade could stay for this boring ass shit. Jade said, I out. We have this from Kramer II. Phil's taking another stab at a common reaction that he has seen humans do. Laughing. Ack, fucking ack.
What the hell, bitch? Yo!
Where you go?
JG again. I didn't think DSP's gameplay could get even more boring than BG3 and Like a Dragon. But here we are with Dragon's Dogma 2. We have this from Dick Stroke and Phil Vlogs. DSP just died and decided to load last in rest rather than last save. Despite never resting at an inn, now he has to restart the whole intro section because he's a fucking idiot. And we have this from Meow Blocked. I'm startled.
50 gifted memberships, but I can't find the notification of when the gifted memberships went out. Yeah, it's not even in the chat. I seriously, it's not, it doesn't even exist. Oh, okay. Ponage, thank you. Ponage got it. Ponage took care of it already. Thank you, Ponage, for taking care of it. He caught it. So I'm looking, I'm like, it's not even in the chat. I can't stop it. And then he got it. So thank you for that, Ponage. Appreciate that. Okay. Of course, they tried to do that when I'm, you know, in the bathroom, like the pussies they are. The complete fucking ballless cowards. The cockless little fucking weasels. Little bitches. They probably run from mice. Go ahead and do it when I'm not here to do anything about it, right? Okay, so,
Of course, that was from Argentina Bomb, dude. It was Eric at Blip TV. So how did DSP do on the premiere stream of Dragon's Dogma 2, the game that was supposed to save the business with all the hype surrounding it because of DSP? Remember, this is the game he chose over Rise of the Ronin. Overall, he got $74. Now keep in mind, $50 came from the pre-stream and $10 came from very last second as he was about to clock out. So we have Gamerface Gaming. He has some kind of superpower to make a game look like the most boring and terrible game you won't want to play. It's almost like Capcom should DMCA his streams because he's making people not buy the game thanks to him. So this is hilarious because JG put this up before the stream. How much tip money will Dragon's Dogma 2 bring in? The majority of people, 38%, said $0 to $50, which was correct. Because he made like $24 on the actual stream. Another AAA game crashed and burned in the debut stream for DSP. Taking in $74 in tips. Legit, I thought this game had a whale pack like Baldur's Gate 3 that'll probably join Final Fantasy VII Rebirth in the Shadow Realm. Congratulations to those that picked option B. So I hope you guys like that. Click that like, share the video, leave a comment below, hit subscribe to my other channels on the details or the end cards. And as always, I love each and every one of you. Hope you're all safe, healthy, and happy. Peace and love.